Skinwalker caught in sewer. The first skinwalker ever captured.
I just heard knocking from the closet. Was found crunched up, frozen in a woman's septic tank looking straight up through the toilet. Friday, February 24th, 1989, a 26-year-old sales manager had just finished having a conversation with his father. He would then explain that he needed to run a few errands, grab his keys, drive off, and never return. During the first few days, the community would remain fairly optimistic that eventually he would just pop back up, healthy and unharmed, with some sort of rational explanation as to why he was gone for so long. But just a few days later, this mystery would reach a devastating conclusion. Tuesday, February 28th, a woman discovers a shoe halfway in between her squatted toilet and the septic tank in a pipe. She would then walk back outside, remove the plate for the septic tank, and discover that there is a man in the fetal position crunched up into this tiny septic tank, looking straight up through her toilet. This young man's name was Naoki Zagano, and he was the person reported missing by his father on the 24th. The fire department was called, and it was fairly apparent when they got there that Naoki was deceased. However, they had such a difficult time getting him out of here, they actually had to rip up a section of the pipe, cut it, and also remove part of the septic tank and the toilet just to get, so they had to destroy the whole thing to get him out. If that's not weird, it's about to get a lot weirder. So the pipe that leads into the septic tank where they clean it out was 14 inches wide. That is the only way that he could have even possibly gotten in there. Although it is said that many individuals the same size as Naoki tried to accomplish this and recreate it by getting into a similar area, and they could not do it. The few that actually did make it to where their feet were down there could not bend the rest of the way to get into a fetal position and get their way out of that position. They would have had to have gone straight back up. So it begs the question, how did he get all the way down in there, get into a fetal position, get his head back underneath this ridiculous angle? He would have had to have been an expert level contortionist to make this happen. Secondly, he was found to be clutching his shirt on his chest, which was neatly folded inside the septic tank with him. He was also found to be wearing no shoes, although one was found in between the toilet and the septic tank. The other one was found the opposite direction of where his car was found, so he would have had to have gone the opposite way of this lady's house, lost his shoe, came back with one, and gotten into the septic tank. Next, there were only a few small scratches found on his body, nothing traumatic that would have indicated loss of life due to an injury. More so, the cause of death was listed as hypothermia, and it was deemed to be accidental, which outraged many of the individuals in this community because they just simply could not see this man in this light, even though drops down to her knees and begins acting absolutely insane. In August of 1993, a series of horrifying and mysterious events would take place in the Kabardaban mountain range involving 7 individuals, in which only one would survive. The story she told is absolutely horrifying, and it goes like this. The first 2 days of this trip were reported to be somewhat miserable as they ran into a lot of rain and wind and snow, and the conditions were just not ideal, but they managed to keep their spirits up and keep moving forward. Now, the beginning of the 3rd day started off just like any of the others. They woke up, it was still raining, they ate breakfast, packed up their gear, and began pushing forward once again. But within just a few short hours, things would take an absolutely terrifying turn. They are making their way down this trail when all of a sudden a young man by the name of Sasha in the very back of the group begins to scream out in absolute agony. The entire group turns around expecting to see him getting attacked by some sort of creature, but he has fallen to the ground, he is convulsing, and now foam is coming out of his mouth. At this point, the story turns into what can only be described as complete and utter chaos. The closest individual to Sasha would run over in order to render aid, but as soon as they knelt down over him, they too would collapse. And if the situation's not bad enough, it's about to get a whole lot worse. Next, a woman by the name of Ludmila Korovina, the group guide,
Life is so strange, nothing stays the same.